So at this point, I am going to spend however much longer I am streaming working entirely on language BS. So if you want to hang out for that, if you want to hang out for just mostly me writing stuff down in a notebook and chatting, then happy to have you stick around. But yeah, the only things we're gonna be doing from here on out until I cut stream is working out these goddamn glyphs, trying to figure out what I have seen, what is real, what is not real, and what things mean. So yeah, thanks for people who are leaving. Thanks for hanging out. Glad to have you around. For people who are staying, fantastic. More power to you. I'm gonna refill my water, so we're gonna take a quick break here. That seems like a good time to do that thing. And when I come back, more language BS. So hang out and see you folks soon. All right. So, this is usually the point at which, on an average Sunday night, I would be getting some cereal or hitting up Wendy's or making some mac and cheese or something. So I have a bowl of peanut butter filled pretzels in order to, you know, really solidify the poor life choices I'm settling into here. And we're gonna write some stuff down is what's gonna happen. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is try and make a comprehensive list of all of the sigils that I've seen. And then we can go back and try and assign values to whole glyphs. And from there, see if we can work out rules for what different pieces of the glyphs mean. Now, the question is, how do I organize writing down every sigil? Is a top-down camera at all feasible? Maybe. Like, not a second camera, but instead of the face cam, I could probably set up a camera focused on my notebook, as long as I'm not moving the notebook around too much. Let me see what I can do here. Brace yourselves. How would I end up doing this? Also, there's like, I'm not going to be writing such that like you could necessarily figure out what I am writing at this angle, like from this camera. Like the camera would have to be like, this is completely infeasible. The camera would have to be like here, right? And then at this point, I could probably actually see what I'm doing. But that basically means I have to hold the camera myself. I don't actually have a way of having this set up such that it would work even remotely well. I want to look into this, though. This is a neat idea. I feel like I should have some sort of rig that lets me put the camera onto notebooks for the purposes of note-taking in games where note-taking is extensive. Because that is, I think, a major and potentially interesting to the viewers part of the process for what I am doing. Man, I really wish I wish I had thought of this at some point, any point in the past 6 years, and tried to do an appropriate thing. But unfortunately, I do not have that set up at the moment. Is this garbage? Is this doing the right thing? So I guess you're gonna have to deal with my stupefied face instead. Kind of tablet with screen share. Oh, that's an interesting idea. That's a very interesting idea. I would actually be decently into a tablet with free-form note-taking capability, right? This probably needs to be a little bit... That looks about right. And that could connect to an app or something, which I could then share the window for. That would be neat. That would be super neat. I could look into that. I think that's a cool idea. I potentially have some homework in between now and Tuesday. Figuring out some way to make this work. Honestly, like, it shouldn't be too hard to acquire or jury rig some kind of frame for me to fit the camera onto. Hopefully with lighting. So it could actually just look at my notebook. It might be a little bit awkward to then take the notes, but at least it presents that information in a way that's hopefully meaningful, hopefully useful, and readable would be the big problem. Anyway, what we are going to be doing is sorting by, I think the best way to do this is figure out what top sigil shapes there are, and then sort glyphs by those top sigil shapes. So first things first is just make a list of everything that I have seen that is a top sigil. And I can then organize those by... Somebody mentioned stroke count. That seems fairly reasonable. It's not like I have radicals to work with, but in theory we'll have a set number of unique sigils. Like, there's only so many lines that can be used. Admittedly, that number of lines is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Which is a lot of combinatorics. If you're actually looking at like the total number of possible sigils that could appear. That's actually rather a lot of sigils. Also, +1 on keeping track of my certainty. It's fair. Right now, I'm just making a list of sigils. I'm not even talking about translation, right? I just want to know what there is, and we'll work from there. So I think a lot of this, probably the best way to do this, is just go through the different parts of the instruction booklet where there's like so many sigils to work with, and just note what top sigils there are, and then start working on what else I can do with those top sigils. Oh no. This sigil here, one line over the diamond in the circle, is a different top sigil from this glyph here, with one line over the upside down caret. That's distressing. That's a lot to work through. What the hell? God, how much text is in this book? Power to defy death. All right. So, there are one-stroke top sigils. At least 3 that I can see just from here. So that's, you know, something. I'm actually going to... I wish I had graph paper for this, actually, because that would help me keep the sigil straight. Do I have graph paper? Let me see if I have graph paper. All right, hang tight, folks. Hold. If I had graph paper, where would that be? All right, if I do have graph paper, it's not in a place where I know how to find it. So we'll have to make do. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 as possible stroke counts for top sigils. I'm gonna make fake graph paper on my regular lined paper. I don't think I will find any 8-stroke sigils on the top. But I'll leave myself room. Okay, so I think I can kind of refer to characters by the quadrant their stroke is in. Like, middle row here, this is one stroke, one diagonal stroke, and it's in the upper left quadrant, right? And it's from the point in the bottom left to the top of the diamond. This, meanwhile, this diagonal, the diagonal above the upside down caret, is in the upper right. So it's a stroke from the top down to the point on the right side. This one, meanwhile, one stroke above a regular caret, is in the bottom left quadrant. It's from the point on the left to the, not the bottom, but that midpoint where the line separates between central line and there's a top central line and a bottom central line. My God, the terminology for this. We've also seen one vertical line, right? This, although this is technically 2 strokes, since it's the top central line and the bottom central line together. I think I'm going to count this as 2 strokes. There is the 2-stroke caret. There's this line with the thing coming out to the side that is actually 3 strokes. Top central line, bottom central line, and bottom right quadrant. Let's see. Upside down caret, that's new. That is a 2-line sigil. 3, yeah. Oh, so I think these are all of the possible lines that can appear in a sigil. So it is kind of an elongated cube, right? It's some kind of diamond. And then there's like a circle at the bottom to indicate something, I believe it to be vowel first versus vowel second. But I don't have full confirmation of that, just suspicions. All right. This sigil, the top part of this is left line, upper left diagonal, bottom right diagonal, top central and bottom central. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5 sigils. 5 lines. The next one over is 3, top central line, bottom central line, and bottom right diagonal. And then the next one over is the same one. And then the next one past that is also 3. Bottom left diagonal, bottom right diagonal, and bottom central line. It's actually not easy to tell from the next word whether these are how these are separated because of kerning. Like, there's a short line and then a big line and then a short line and a big line, but that second short line could belong to the left sigil or the right sigil, and with the way that the sigils are combined, there's no easy way to tell other than knowing what is and isn't a legal sigil, which is why we're going through this process, to figure out what is and isn't a legal sigil. So I'm going to leave those alone for now and move on to the ones that are more clear. Like this one. So this is a left line, a top central, a bottom central, and a bottom right diagonal. So it's 4 strokes. Top central, bottom central, and the diagonal. And then the next one over is 3 strokes. We've seen this mirrored, but this is top central, and bottom left diagonal. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strokes. It's left line, top left diagonal, top right diagonal, top central, and bottom central. This is this Y shape. We've already seen that. The caret we've already seen. This is a 2 strokes, which is bottom right diagonal and bottom central line. We've seen that in a couple of places now. This I believe to be a P, although it's present in the word for... It's present in the word that I believe is found. So I'm not positive. I think it's... It could go either way. A lot more work to do in terms of figuring out what sigils mean what. But this is just a way of assembling all of the possible sigils so we can work out a sorting system so we can find out all of the available glyphs. Just to figure out all of the possible top and bottom glyphs together, what they are. So the next one over from that 2 is another... Is this a 4? I think this is a 4. Top left, bottom right, top central, and bottom central. Top left, bottom right, top central, bottom central. Then there's the Y shape again that we've seen before, and I believe is a T. Kerning makes this impossible. This is a 3 stroke, which is bottom central, and top right diagonal. Followed by yet another 3 stroke, which we've already got on paper. This 1 stroke we've gotten, this 2 stroke we've gotten, this 3 stroke we've gotten, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 4. This is kind of a question mark looking thing. Top left diagonal, top right diagonal, bottom right diagonal, and then bottom central line. This is a 3 stroke, which is top left diagonal, bottom left diagonal, and bottom right diagonal. I don't see that very often. This, I've already wrote this down. This is left, top, bottom, top left, and top right. Then a 1 stroke, then a 2 stroke. Cool. This 1 stroke I already have down. This is a 4 stroke, which I don't have down yet, which is left, top central, bottom central. Seen this. I've seen something that looks like this on the bottom a lot. That doesn't help. That's irrelevant. Not relevant to the subject at hand. Okay. This is a 4 that looks like an arrow. top left, top right, mid central, or top central, bottom central. This is a this is a kerning is what this is, but I think the vertical line belongs to the left sigil, which would make it a 3-stroke. Bottom central, bottom right, and right. But I don't actually have confirmation of that. It could it could belong to the right, which would make the right sigil a 2-stroke sigil, right? Left line and top right. Who knows? All right, so then we have this thing with the diamond, which is a 6-stroke sigil. Hell of a sigil. It's left line. It's the full diamond, top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right, and then the bottom central. This is 4. We've already got that. 1, 2. This is a 3, which is top right, bottom right, and central. This is a 4, which is central, bottom left, and bottom right. A 3, which is top right, bottom left. Starting to run out of room on some of these more frequently used sigils, or more frequently used stroke counts. How many is this so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 so far. Unique sigils. Not counting ones that I can't figure out where the hell they belong. Problematic. All right, this is a new 5 that we haven't written down yet. Left, top right, top central, bottom central. This is a giant mess. It's 6. It's the same sigil, but with an extra bottom left. And we're fairly confident that this sigil, plus the bottom thing, together make up the word U. Right? That's what U is? That's what U is. So this top sigil, we believe to be a Y. And then there will be some amount of vowels underneath it. So this is left, upper left, bottom left, top central, bottom central, top right. Left, upper left. I've noted this one down. This is a 5 that we already have. Have that, have that. Oh, this is the same word as before. This with the awful kerning. Same word with the awful kerning as this word over here. So I still don't know what those different sigils belong to. This has kerning problems. I can't tell what that is. This has the 4-stroke sigil that's just a diamond, which we haven't seen yet. And are fairly sure is a W. We've seen this 4. Right? I haven't noted this 4 down, actually. Running out of room on the line. I'll have to start a new line. Bottom left, bottom right, top right, mid central, or bottom central. We've noted this 6 down. We've noted this 4 down. Kerning. No, not kerning. That's a 2 and then a 1. That's a mid-central, or a bottom central, bottom right, and then a bottom left. So those are separate. We figured that out. This is the Y again? This is the Y again, but with a new vowel shape at the bottom. Ooh, standalone. It's good information to have. I'm wondering if I should make a list of bottom sigils, or just make a list of sigils together that I've seen. And then all of this word is a mess. Just a gigantic mess, the whole thing. I don't know how to do anything with this. So I won't. And I hate it. I have a feeling some of these sort of more complex sigils I'm only going to see in bigger words. And thus I'm never going to get a handle on exactly how that which sigils are legal. Like which separations are legal separations. Because like I haven't yet seen a sigil that has both lines, both left and right lines. Also, I haven't yet seen the kind of backwards lowercase h that that it would make if that sigil belonged to if that line belonged to the right sigil, right? Which would be a left, bottom central, top central. That is a 4 that I haven't seen before. If that is, in fact, what that is. And then there's this one over here. Like, it's just all of this. The kerning is atrocious. I can't figure out anything. I hate it. Oh, so this is actually confirmation that a sigil exists that is not... That this is some indication that this would be a right side line, rather, or a line belonging to the righter sigil, not the lefter sigil. You know what I mean. Anyway, this is a thing. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've seen this. We've seen this a number of times. Okay, so that's not unique. That's not new. Which lends some credence to the idea that for this bigger word, that line belongs to the right sigil, which would make that sigil left line, bottom left, bottom central, top central. Kind of a backwards H. Backwards lowercase h. But I'll leave it alone for now. Kerning is a problem. Up arrow is a 4-stroke sigil, which we've seen before. Ooh, that's a 3-stroke sigil that I have not seen yet. Which is left line, bottom left, bottom right. Well, I've seen it before, I just hadn't noted it down. Okay, good. I believe we already have caret as a 2-stroke sigil. We already have bottom top, top right as a 3-stroke sigil. We already have bottom left, bottom top as a 3-stroke sigil. I already have this diamond looking thing. I think I already have all these. I already have all these. Kerning is a disaster. Ooh, and then we have left, top right, bottom right, bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a cool 5. So we have left, top right, bottom right, mid. Neat. And then kerning is a disaster, as usual. Love kerning. Unique sigils here? No unique sigils here. Unique sigils here? Nothing new. I'm not gonna look at the faint text on the side. I'll leave that for forever. That can happen at some other time. This is neat. That's a separated 3. Left, top, and bottom. That can be one sigil. Okay, cool. Fox Thought Font Except now it has the central line instead of that other place where it didn't have the central line. What's up, Kellerman? Yep, still going. We're talking about words. We're talking about words. We're going to be talking about words forever because I am going to make a full list of every possible glyph that I have ever seen and use that to potentially start assigning actual values to them. I think I already have these down. I already have these down. Next page. So that left one we don't have down yet. That's left, top, bottom, top left, top right, bottom right. So that's a 6-stroke sigil. Left, top right, bottom right, top and bottom. Settle down, Kellerman. We're going to be doing this for the rest of the night. Until I get too tired to keep going. is how long this is going to go on. And then we can't actually tell from the next sigils what's going on there. Because kerning. Ladies and gentlemen, kerning. I really need to figure out what to do with those flowers. The flower panels. Big pink flowers, small white flowers, making a pattern. How do I interact with these things? I don't know. Maybe I'll find out. Maybe I will ever find out. That would be nice. I would love to ever find out. Oh, the kerning isn't a problem on any of these, fortunately. But these are all shapes that I've seen, I think. Wait, top left, bottom right, top middle? Top bottom? Yeah, I've seen that. Okay. How far did I get before words took over? I don't know. Played for about 6 hours. Got sword, got wand, got, I was about to enter the Tomb of Darkness, the Dark Tomb. And then decided that it was 2 a.m. and I shouldn't keep this going. And yet, here I am. So that is a 3 sigil. Top left, bottom right, bottom central. Haven't written that one down yet. Top left, bottom right, mid central. Okay, I gotta start a new row of these. You're still mad you didn't realize about running. Sure. All right, top left, bottom right, mid. We've seen this on the word for pages, on the word for page. Maybe that means it's a page. Maybe that means it's a P. Do I have arrow? I have arrow. Do I have question mark? I have question mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I have that? I have diamond with 2 legs. Yep. Diamond with those 2 legs specifically. Health points, stamina points, magic points. Important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have that 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have that 6. Oh, I don't think I have that 2. Unless that's a 3. If it's a 3, I have that 3. Oh, that's got to be a 3. I have that 3. Wait. Oh, that's a different 3. That's, left, bottom, right, isn't it? Do I have that written down? Yeah, I have that written down. Left, bottom, right. And then that's bottom left, which I have. Have that one. Have that one. Have that one, have that one, have that one. Kerning. What have we got up here? We've got more kerning-related disasters. Oh, wait. That is a 5 that I don't have written down yet, which is top left, top right, bottom right, central, and bottom central. And then I think that next sigil is just bottom left. And then the next diagonal line makes the Y-shaped sigil that we've seen before. Whew. Kerning, ladies and gentlemen. That says shield. We're confident this says shield. Do I have that sigil? Do I have that top sigil? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a 5 I don't have down yet, which is top left, bottom right, left, and bottom central. Have all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have that 5? Yeah, have that 5. We have that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have that 5. Have that 3. It's the same 5. Believe this says focus. Fairly confident this says focus. The last letter is definitely an S. Believe that central word here is. Focus is something. Anyway, this is not that part of the translation process yet. Still figuring out what is unique and what isn't. Holy balls? That's a new one. That is left, top left, bottom central, bottom right. That's a hell of a sigil. With some more garbage underneath it. And then we have kerning. Ladies and gentlemen, kerning. Do we have that 3 actually? Left, upper right? No. So there's a 3 that is left, upper right. That's a lot of sigils. These are a lot of unique sigils, my friends. Get out of here with your Xbox controller. Wrote down shield. Kerning is not a disaster here, but this is a 5 sigil, which is the diamond in the central. So it's upper left, upper right, lower left, bottom right, and then bottom central. Do I have this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I have that one. This is item. This is still item. I have not yet written down the 1 sigil left line. but I know that is a sigil because it's on mailbox. One, two, three, four, five, six. Do I have that 6? I do have that 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I have that 5? I do have that 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. I have that 5. Next page. This we've already determined is button. Love that for me. Not that I am too confident about this. But we have all these sigils down already. Have that, have that, have that, have button. Have that. Have all those. Wait. Do I have the 3 that is left? No. Left, top left, bottom left. That is also a 3 that I haven't noted down yet. Left, top left, bottom left. All right, I don't know how you could look at this and not realize about running. Actually, I do know how you could look at this and not realize about running. This is pretty miserable. Also, we have confirmation about hold. This is hold. Right there. Press and hold. This is what hold looks like. That's basically a Rosetta Stone. I already knew L, I already knew D on their own. It's cool that that says hold. H-O, presumably. That combination. I should be writing these things down also. I'm also going to write down focus, actually. Because I'm relatively confident about focus. Is that the same as in hold? Son of a bitch. The O in focus is not the same O as the O in hold. Or maybe it's different sigils for different consonants because they hate me. That's equally plausible. Maybe they just hate me. Anyway, back over to here. Because I didn't finish going through this. We got through all the top there. And then we got to 1. 1? That's 1. 1 is... Was that is? I'm pretty sure that's is. I think we've been through that enough times. It's a 4-stroke bottom for is. 4-stroke bottom plus the circle. I'm not keeping track of bottom sigils yet. Is that the same? It's not the same as the one for hold. It is the same as for guardhouse, though. Maybe that's of instead of is? No, it's got to be is. It's got the backwards S on top. Man, I hate that there's no it seems like there's no consistency, which has to be wrong, right? There has to be consistency. There has to be rules. But it definitely seems like there's no consistency. Do I have that 2 down? I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I have that 6. Yep. Do I have that? I do have that 3. Left, top, bottom. That's a 3. Top, bottom is a 2. Ooh. Left, top, bottom, top, right. Left, top, bottom, top, right is a 4 I don't have down. Left, top, bottom, top, right. And this one isn't tainted by kerning. How lucky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I have that 5? I do have that 5. Does that say read? Do we think? It's a sign. I think that says read a sign. I mean, this is all the things that you can do with A, right? So it's interact with things in the world. Maybe it says act. That's the S sigil, though. Maybe this is use? Is this use? No. This is almost pick up, but with a couple of extra sigils. Anyway, back to tracking sigils. Really hope this isn't just a terrible waste of time. But I need some way to organize my thoughts. And I need some way to make sure that my organization is complete. So, here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have that 6. Have any of you done this, actually? Like, it sounds like Garrett went through and did a lot of their own translation. Who else was talking before about... Hang on, I'm going back through chat now because I want to see who is mentioning the other thing about asking how long before I, like, put together my decoder or whatever. Was it Zapragondi? Oh, it was Chronometrics, who is probably still not here. Or probably not still here. Started it, but you gave up and looked it up? Okay. Debating asking a question here. I'm not actually sure that I want to ask this question, but I'm debating asking a question. I guess it would be good to know when I feel like I'm done with my current task and can start the more interesting part of trying to assign meanings to things. Basically, so the question would be, assuming I want an answer to it, which I'm still not sure, the question would be, how many unique top sigils are there? And I'm not... I think I do want to know this answer. Like, assumedly, by going through what I can see, of the instruction book and the game that I've played, I should have a pretty comprehensive list already, right? Assuming I was actually keeping track of it. Like, I would hope that there's enough examples of the text at this point that I could see all of them. The question is, like, at what point do I have them all and then I don't need to spend another half hour going through the book? Don't know how to actually answer that without spoiling more than you'd like. Okay, fair enough. Kerning. Kerning Y. Keep wanting to suggest what to do next, yeah. Well, I want to finish this list first before I move on to the next thing, which is tracking instances of top sigils associated with bottom sigils and possible meanings. Because I want a way to organize that next list that I'm making. Which is the whole point of what I am doing right now, is not because I need this list, but because I want a way to organize the next list I'm making. Because once I get that list, I'm probably going to do like a full half page for each given top sigil so that I can have a list that is actually just sorted by top sigils. But I do need to finish going through stuff first. Is that a sigil I haven't seen before? That one? Top, bottom, top left, bottom right. Top, bottom, top left, bottom right. No, I've seen that. Kerning is a disaster. Kerning was a mistake. Whoever thought up kerning should be shot. Press and hold. Press? I want to say press because I see two sigils that I associate with S here. But that seems like a weird thing. That seems weird. But hey, we have hold. Oh my god, I hate it. 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 There's so many instances of like I keep running into things that's like, if I were designing this language, I would design it in this way. But this language doesn't seem to be designed in that way. But I keep wanting it to be designed in that way. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, but I don't know how to stop thinking about it as if I'm right. I think I've hit all the unique ones here. Just the diamond? Is that I have that for? Top left and bottom left? I have top left and bottom left as unique sigils. Kerning is a disaster. Oh my god. Kerning! I can't tell if... Man, I wish I could tell here, because both of those, either of those cases are unique. Are sigils that I don't have tracked, rather. Like, if it's on the left side, then... So I'm looking at the bottom right word, the last word on the bottom line. If that central line is on the left sigil, then we have something that is left, top, bottom, right, top, left, bottom, right, which is not something I've written down. And if it's part of the right sigil, then it's left, top, right, bottom, right, which is also not a thing I've written down. So somewhere here is information I don't currently have tracked. But I don't know where. And I'm mad about it. Mad about letters. Have all of this. Have all of this. Yep. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have that 6. Have that 6? Have that 6. Do I have that 3? I have that 3. The top, bottom, left. I have that one. Left, top, bottom. Have that. Top, bottom, right. I have top left, bottom right, bottom. I don't think I have that one written down yet. I have that one reversed. I have top right, bottom left, bottom central. But I don't have that one particular. So top left, bottom right, bottom central. What's my count now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41? 41 unique sigils on top so far? This can't be consonants. The language just flat out cannot work like I think it does. There's not that many consonant sounds. Are there? I guess if you think of digrams as a single consonant sound, like the NG in danger potentially is a single consonant. SH is potentially a single consonant. TH is potentially a single consonant. There might be even like a ZH kind of sound. Like the F in focus and the F in of and the V in evade could all three be different consonants. This is a lot. This is a lot. But like the TH in math and the TH in the are two different consonants. Maybe 41 is right. Still feels like a lot. Understanding stamina points. Wow, these are some long words. Long words. Many sigils. Why? Many sigils. Why? Do I have that? Left, top, bottom, bottom right? Wow, much glyphs. Very difficult. Very difficulty, I guess. I'm very good at Doge meme. Left, top, bottom, bottom right. Yep, I have that one. And then kerning. Extremely kerning. I have that one. I have the claw. This is my favorite sigil, the claw. Which is left, bottom left, top right. The claw. I guess reversed. The claw. Because the camera's flipped. Or rather, you are seeing a mirror image of what I am seeing when I do a shape. Do I have the tree? Top, bottom, bottom left, bottom right? Yep. 6 with the diamond. I have that. Interesting. That looks like it's left, top right, bottom. Do I have that? I don't. But it also might be left, top right, bottom, and right. Since both the question mark looking thing without left side and the question mark looking thing with left side are both valid glyphs. Why are they both valid glyphs? Ah, that's troubling. Wow. Left, top right, top left, top right, bottom right, mid bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I have that one. I do have that one. I don't know that I have that one though. Left, top bottom, top bottom? I don't have that one on my list. Left, top left, bottom left, mid, bottom mid. Does that mean something? I don't know. It's this one, but without that top right. But because it's like spliced together, because it's the way the kerning works, does that mean... Can I reasonably determine that that means something in particular? Is this word stamina? It's repeated a couple of times in this section. And it ends with carrot on the bottom. I don't think that's stamina. I don't think it has... Like, ST could definitely be its own consonant. Like, its own glyph. But that's still like ST, M, and N. Any more unique ones here? No. Have all of these so far. Left, upper right, central bottom. Yeah, have those. Okay. Over here now. Invulnerability. Hell of a roll. Hell of a word. Check for dust. That's cool. That's a good visual aid. Kerning is awful. Kerning's still awful, for the record. In case anybody asks, kerning's still awful. Ah, yes. I have always wondered about stability. Now I can finally find out. Man, any glyph that has both left side and right side, I'm never going to be able to determine unless I see it on its own. Like, not part of a bigger word. I'm just never going to be able to figure it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I have that one. Yep. And then there's the possible 7-stroke glyph. But I think not. But if not, then we have a left bottom, bottom left, bottom right glyph that I definitely don't have on paper. Like I haven't written that one down. If that one is a real glyph. I don't think it is. So it could be either one, both of which would be glyphs I haven't seen yet. Wow, that thicker font, it's kind of hard to see what's going on there, huh? I think this word is the same as this word. Right? Yeah. So that way you can kind of see what's going on, but it's still kerning. It's still extremely kerning. Oh, so if it's flashing red and you roll, presumably you can't even roll. But, yeah, you can't get a dust roll. I guess I haven't tried it if it's flashing red. I don't think I've tried, like, emptying out my stamina meter and then continuing to roll. Or if I have done that, I haven't done it deliberately. So I don't know exactly how the mechanic works. Okay. I think I've seen all of these before. I think I've seen all of these before, except for the ones with the kerning that I can't tell whether or not I've seen them before. Because I can't tell what they are. Because writing was a mistake. It's the claw. Look at all these claws. The claw. Right there in the middle. It's a claw. It's the claw touching a left, upper left, top, bottom. Alright, all of these sigils so far are sigils we've seen, so that's good. It's starting to get to the point where I don't think there's going to be more unique sigils. On the other hand, there's definitely sigils that could be here that I haven't had the chance to write down because kerning. That is a possibility. Stick. Does that say stick? Does that say it's a stick? If it says it's a stick, it actually says ist a stick. So maybe it says just a stick? I don't like the idea that the sigil on the far right of the word I am imagining is stick is K, or a hard C sound. Because the top half of that is definitely the sigil for S. Which means what we have seen here is S with no vowel sound has the same top sigil as K with no vowel sound. Which means the work that I am doing is not useless. But I hate it. Untangling chords here. What does this mean for me? I think this actually does say just a stick. And that means that I can't draw conclusions about what words are based on top sigils. Which sucks. I really wanted that. I wanted to be able to conclusively say, this top sigil means this consonant. And that doesn't seem to be the case. Based on just a stick. Alright, I think I am done looking for unique top sigils, and we can start assigning meaning to things. Because that is definitely going to be more interesting. I don't think I can reasonably assign meanings to top sigils alone. So I think what we're going to have to do is look at sigil pairs, like full glyphs, top and bottom. And try and assign phonemes to each full glyph. We've done that for some of them. Like, very confident about L. Very confident about D. And, you know, we've got bell, and we've got button. So that's pretty good. But, it means that the conclusion that I was led to from U and 2 was incorrect. What the hell is a rudling? Oh well. All right, well, let's go. Shall we? I don't think I am planning on making an exhaustive list of all possible glyph combinations, right? All letters that I've seen, all full glyphs that I've seen. But I do want to track things that I am confident of. I've already tracked meanings of words, and that's not too hard. But I definitely want to start tracking what I think individual phonemes are. I should maybe just actually be tracking every possible glyph. That actually seems like a reasonable way to do it now that I'm thinking about it. Is write down every single full glyph that I see. And once I've done that, start assigning meanings to the ones that I know. Is that actually a reasonable way to do it? There's just so many letters. There's so many letters in this goddamn alphabet. It just feels like a lot of work is what I'm saying. I think that says lies. A sword lies. Guard captain. Sure did fight a guard captain. Dark tomb. I'm supposed to have a lantern for that. I guess we have to go to the flooded well first? Wow, can't believe I've been just completely ignoring the rulebook's instructions. Should probably go to the flooded well. Where is the flooded well? Page 29. I don't have page 29. I do have page 29. I mean, now that I've been to the old house and picked up the shield, the world is my oyster. Look at this skull right here. Look at this cute little fox staring confusedly at the skull like, huh, wonder what that is. Wonder how you get there. What was but is something something. It feels like it should be no more, but that's a T at the end. I think this is no. But maybe it's now? Weird. And then I'm kind of getting the sense that... No, I can't actually say that. I don't know. How are cards associated with your echoes? Maybe there's a card that improves... or reduces the rate at which you lose coins or something. So many cards. Coins. Coins! NZ, coins! Wait. Well. What does the well say? Do I think so? I might not think so. I might be wrong. That is definitely NZ at the end, though. I'm a little surprised that it's not just, that it doesn't turn those into a single thing for, consonant. But I guess to differentiate coin versus the plural coins, it makes sense to just have an extra glyph. Does it ever say coin? Here. Golden coin. Does it say golden anywhere here? Is that single again? I think that's single again. That's a small. No. I don't know what that says. What a mess. That's a D. This says cards. No. This says mods, maybe? Whatever it says. It's something DZ. And by DZ, I mean DS. But it's like soft S, like the S that you use to pluralize something. Man, these sigils. There's a lot going on. And then suddenly diamonds around sigils. Why? Who the hell knows? Unless it's supposed to be some kind of like mysterious... Ah, this is confirmation that we have a one sigil that is just left side, but we already knew that. And a bottom part, which is left, bottom, right. Wow. If you seek to increase your power, LB. Literally just on this page. I wonder if it's supposed to be like a code. Like, you know, circling a couple of letters that make up a separate word, and then that word means something. Which is only helpful if I actually know what the letters are. Wait, that's the same letter. Well, same glyph, anyway. What am I trying to do? I've kind of lost the thread a little bit, actually, Mr. Mimi Man. This was originally supposed to be just translating stuff. I was making a list of possible sigils that could appear in the top half of a glyph. And that looks something like this. Primarily for the purposes of being able to organize a list of full glyphs and be able to find what I've written down. And try to assign phonemes to glyphs. I was originally on the idea that, like, it was top glyph consonant and bottom glyph vowel. By the way, don't confirm or deny anything, for the record. I'm still on figuring this out on my own. Trying to assign meanings to individual glyphs. I was originally on the idea that top sigil of a glyph meant consonant, and bottom sigil meant vowel or some other kind of modifier. I no longer believe that is strictly the case. But I do believe that all the glyphs are a consonant vowel set, or just straight up a consonant on their own. And I'm at the point now where I want to start writing down what I think individual glyphs mean, as opposed to what words mean. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. I am in the process of actually just looking through the rulebook while I'm doing this, which is where you've caught me in between actual tasks. But the next step is just to start writing down glyphs that I am at least semi-confident of what they mean, and start associating meanings with them, and then using that to try and figure out other glyphs as I see them. And of course, the thing that's stopping me is I want to write all this down, and I want to write it down in a way that's organized, and figuring out how exactly to organize it is a hell of a task. Made more difficult because I'm doing it on paper. Not more difficult necessarily, but like, it's difficult because I'm doing it on paper. So I can't really just like insert things. How far in the game am I? I am about to set foot, probably, I'm about to set foot in the Dark Tomb, and it's probably a mistake to do so, but that's about where I am. I think I have to do something else before I go into the Dark Tomb, on account of I don't have a lantern. So there's probably another step there. But that's where I am in the game. And I've decided I am tired of not being able to read anything. Dark Twins, you made a mistake. Take him back. Take him back. Take him back. You can't leave people here. Literally all I am doing is going over in-game language stuff. I'm not actually doing gameplay anymore. I refuse to do additional gameplay tonight. All I am doing is writing down glyphs and sigils and trying to figure out what they mean. So don't... So be warned. If you stay here, this is what you're signing up for. I'm probably still going to go a little bit longer. I am definitely tired. I'm feeling kind of punchy. But I am also tired of not being able to read anything. So, I'm still at it. until I presumably pass out on stream and get myself banned. But anyway, thanks for coming, friends. I hope you had a good time over at the Factorio Randomizer. I should probably catch up on some of that. That sounds like a hell of a stream. It was definitely the stream that I've seen from Twinge's Factorio Randomizer has been a good time. So I'm sure this latest stream was also a good time. I am, at some point in the future, not tonight, but some point in the future, Tuesday night, 48 hours from now, going to do actual gameplay of this game. So if you do want to watch someone actually play Tunic, that would be a good time to tune in. If you're here for extended BS, then let me tell you, I have extended BS on offer. But if you actually want to watch gameplay, that's... maybe come back next stream. Come back next stream. Except you don't want to watch anyone actually play Tunic? Alright, that's fair. That is completely legitimate. This is likely to be just as spoilery as watching gameplay, for the record. Since the primary text we're working from is the pseudo in-game manual that explains all the relevant mechanics as much as it's possible to explain them. Not that it does a very good job of explaining them, but it's probably going to be really spoilery. The game really feels like it's about discovery in a way that most games are. So yeah, if you're planning on playing the game and you want to keep yourself unspoiled, maybe don't hang around. That is my recommendation. And if you want to watch gameplay and don't mind being spoiled on gameplay, come back on Tuesday. And if you want to learn more about the in-game language with me, then by all means, stick around. Because I'm still going and holy shit, it's almost 4 a.m. How much longer am I going to keep going? That's a very good question. Until I get too tired to keep going, I guess. Alright, so... organization of glyphs. How do I want to do this? I have what may very well be a comprehensive list of top sigils for glyphs. And that is probably the... It seems to me to be the best way to organize them. Based on what I know of the language so far. Might be inaccurate. Might be wrong. But, that's what I'm gonna start with. There's also the question of, like, how many unique glyphs are there? Like, if I include both top and bottom together, how many unique glyphs are there? That is information I'd like to have. Man, this would be so much easier if I could do this digitally. Is that insane to try and do this digitally? Like, it's not like I can type in this font. And I don't think I have a particularly good way of assembling these glyphs using, like, ASCII characters or whatever. Do I? Clearly, I need to make a custom font. Wow. I had not considered that, but yeah. You're right, I should just be making a custom font for this. Among the worst possible ideas we have ever had on this stream. Generating a custom font for the purposes of organization. You're trying to write a web, are you? Use machine learning to figure out the language. Ah, but that takes the fun out of it. Uh, there is already one that despoils? What does that mean, despoils? You're trying to write one that's easy to use, like, for the purposes of looking up words? That's pretty cool. I guess I don't know what despoils means in this context. You enter the glyph and it spits out the translation. Okay. Ah, good luck. Seems like a trial. Potentially fun to put together, though. Interesting. Potentially interesting. Alright. Like, the worst part is I want to write all this stuff down, but I need to be able to find what I've written after I've written it. Which means I need some kind of organization. Which means I need, like, some method of keeping track of everything I've written down, right? Alright. So I am now going to make a list of top sigils to organize by. I'm actually going to rip this page out so I have a reference point. Is the Heaven's Vault dictionary problem all over again? No lies. I ended up sorting those by, like, character count, but that was made easier by the game only having, like, 20-something characters. Whereas I am already at, like, 41 halves. Like, 41 characters that could be visible in the top part, right? Which, together with however many characters could be in the bottom part, and however those things combine with each other, like, huh? Come on. This is huge. This is huge and ridiculous. Alright, let's see. Find the first available empty page after the Heaven's Vault stuff. First available empty page after Heaven's Vault stuff. Here we go. Actually gonna rip out the other page where I've already been writing stuff and add that to my list. Have that around. Two to the 13 possible combinations of lines. Love it. Love it. And the dot. True. But the dot just reverses it. So the dot doesn't need to be tracked. We already have confirmation on how that works. All right. So I'm going to leave... I'm going to leave, let's say, 4 rows for each top sigil. And that's probably entirely too much, but it leaves me room to grow. So, I guess hang tight while I write stuff for a bit. Because this is just setting the stage to be able to write stuff again later on. And this gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 potential top glyphs per page. It's not too bad. Which means out of the information I have right now, I'm going to need 7 pages to hold all of this information. And in the end of the day, it's probably going to be pretty sparse across those 7 pages. And once I have something that looks like it's semi-complete, I'll definitely consolidate. But in the meantime, this is how I will actually be able to know where all of my info is. That's right. Is that 2, 3? Cool. This is thrilling content, I'm sure. This is for sure one of the best streams I have ever put together. Can't believe I'm still doing this. Certainly one of the, it's definitely the longest stream I've ever done. We've been going for more than 8 hours now. No, that's not true. I've done 12-hour streams before. So it's not actually the literal longest stream I've ever done. But I will say this feels like one of the least interactive and probably least entertaining parts of any stream I have put together in the past. It's like barely enough room on my desk to actually put all of the things down side by side so I can actually look at everything as I'm doing it. And to make sure I'm not reiterating anything, make sure I'm not putting anything down multiple times or skipping anything. Not easy. Not easy. Five pages full of notes and scribbles. Oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I have just allocated 7 pages of this notebook purely for organizational purposes, so I can be sure that I know where everything is, rather than just putting things haphazard in one giant list, so that every time I want to look up a glyph, I have to scan through the whole goddamn thing. Which is how I ended up doing it for Heaven's Vault, which was a mess. Cutting the paper and taping them together? My god, man. You are definitely at the point where you need to go digital. That doesn't seem like a good idea by anybody's standards. Alright, I am through all of the 3-stroke tops glyphs. So now we're into the 4s. Flip goes the paper. Nightbot asking people to clip literally the worst content I have ever made. Thank you, Nightbot, for looking out for me. I appreciate it. Do your best. Thanks for being here. Man, I'm now thinking about like the way that artists set up their stream and like focus on. I don't think I've ever watched a stream of an artist doing work on physical mediums. I think it's only been digital stuff. But like, man, how would they set up that rig if they're doing like trying to focus in on what they're drawing as they're drawing it? It's got to be difficult to set up. Does anybody watch art streams? Or does anybody like have any insight into kind of what people do and how they set their stuff up? Not that I could necessarily replicate it on a moment's notice, but you need multiple cams? Yeah, for sure. I would just forego the face cam. Except I don't actually have... Like, I would just move the camera, except there's not really a good way to put it such that it's positioned to see the page, and then also have decent lighting, and then also, like, let me still work on the page. And then, like I need, like, a framework to put it on top of, like, a separate rig or something. Or just, like, a better camera with better zoom functionality and fidelity. And it's not, I do not have those things. Those things are things I do not have. So it's kind of just, like, just working with what we got, right? And, it's not very good for these purposes. Maybe someday. I am going to think about this in between. What the hell? Random page of people's cell numbers from college. That's getting pulled out of here. I need this space for video game stuff. Human contact? Gone. Not that it's people I've talked to in umpty-tumpty years. So I don't know that I would ever get back in contact with them. But, you know, it's the spirit that matters. It's the thought that counts, right? And right now, the thought is video games. Most creators you've seen someone use a camera for art creations, they used a harmonica holder to hold their camera on their neck. Oh, that's super good, actually. It seems like it would be, like, kind of shaky. But that is, in fact, very creative. Yeah, correct. I agree. All right, what was the last thing I had? Top right, bottom left, and central. So many glyphs. So many glyphs. And I'm sure there's more that I don't have written down. So this is apparently not only not complete, but also going to be at least a little bit disorganized once I start adding in whatever those extra things are. Which, I'm not happy about. I'll be honest with you, I'm not happy about it. But, you know, you make do, work with what you got. I'm into the 5-stroke glyphs, so we're moving on. Making progress here. I'm assuming that the people who are still sticking around for this are pretty familiar with the in-game language already, right? You've done some of this work or are on the verge of doing it yourself at some point, or have already given up and decided that translating things is not for you. and you'd rather watch some other poor schmuck do the work. In which case, you know, I am willing to be that schmuck, I guess. Clearly. Alright, where am I? What was the last one I did? Okay. So now I'm on this one. One, two, three, four. One, two, three. No, yeah, only like 5 more of these to do. And then I'll be fully organized and capable of actually doing something on screen besides just looking down at my paper. I bet you can't wait. I bet you're so excited. I'm so excited. I can't even tell you how excited I am. Literally impossible. Very. It's not impossible. I'm very excited. For the eventual coming of the day when busy work is done. One more. All right. Okay, so now that I have all this down, let's start with what I know. For the people who are wondering what my notes originally looked like before I started this organization, this is what I have. So this is just like straight up copying what showed up in the game. And then I also have stuff over here that has my guesses as to what things mean. Some of this is meaning, some of this is phonetic. And I think at the end of the day, I'm going to believe that stuff is phonetic. So once I have an actual firm translation for a word, I can look at an individual glyph and say, this glyph must mean this set of characters, or this particular sound. So, like, I am fairly confident that vertical glyph on top of vertical glyph is an L sound, based on the presence of the words well and bell. So I'm going to put that down, because I think I know what that means, right? Actually, is there anything over here for those things? Actually, yes. All the way at the edge is under the well. Does this have the word that I am looking for? Is this thing here? Wow, it doesn't actually have the word well in this area. It has words with those characters, but not the actual word I'm looking for. Why would they do this to me? Gonna make me go find it in game? I don't think I can find it in game, actually. Oh, but like here, this is the same thing, right? Look in the coin section. I can look in the coin section, that's true. So this is use? Is that use? It totally is. That tip, use a shield. So fairly confident on that middle glyph in the third word being just an L sound. Nothing else associated with it. Based on where I've seen it and how I've seen it used. So that's it. That's one. We've did it. We've done it. We've done one thing. The next glyph over, the vertical line over the caret, probably D, again, based on where I've seen it used. It's here in Shield. It's also present in the kind of Rosetta Stone usage here. Because hold, you have what I believe to be press, but I'm very unconfident about that. Press and hold. And then you have the same thing here, the same glyph for whatever is press, the big ampersand for and then a word that has suspicious similarities to the word for shield. So I'm fairly confident that this word is hold, which means I can get ho, H-O, out of the first glyph, L out of the middle glyph, and D out of the second glyph, or the last glyph. So the D is also going on the list, which is vertical line, caret. All this going into my notebook in pen, because hubris. I'm not going to be tracking meanings of words in this section. I'll still be doing a separate thing for words that I am confident on. But hopefully I'll be able to put together a full list of meanings, not meanings, I guess meanings, but phonemes, right? The sounds that an individual glyph makes. So that when I see it in an unfamiliar context, I will be able to determine what the word is by guessing at the remaining pieces. So, you know, with those 2 letters filled in, this is the start of my dictionary. 2 letters deep. And I think I have a lot of work left to do. So fairly confident on caret with no bottom sigil being just A. As we saw in Use a Shield. This sigil. Caret top, nothing bottom. Haha, caret top. And at this point, very confident in the sigil, the second sigil of the first word, which is, you know, the vertical line with the line poking off to the left side, meaning the Z sound, or the S in use. Like, I'm also fairly confident in that word being used specifically. So that's a U sound, and then a Z sound. Because this language is not a direct transliteration. It is phonetic. But differently phonetic. And that is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stroke glyph. It's at the end of my list of glyphs. Cool. So, I'm not... I mean, I guess I write the next one down as she, like S-H-I-I, S-H-I or S-H-E-E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's over here. I mean, if I'm confident about it, I'm confident about it, right? Like, let's just write it down. I haven't seen that particular glyph anywhere else, but I'm relatively confident that that's what that means. Let's see. Other things that I am confident on. Slorm. So where up here do we think we have a Slorm? Do we have SL anywhere? I don't have SL anywhere here. There is a set of glyphs that I am confident are S. I wish I knew what arrow means. I was kind of on arrow meaning R. Like a R sound. And then arrow just being the word R, A-R-E. But I don't think that holds true with the way that other things have planned out. Checkpoint dead. This hints and clues page, my god. But anyway, yeah, this is the Z, and then the reverse of it is the S. Where is anything that has my S? Here. This one. The middle glyph of the first word. Believe that to be an S. Based on a variety of different things. But primarily it's presence in guardhouse. And then seeing it again for stick was fairly edifying. Like, I've seen it in enough places now that I am fairly confident it's an S. So I'm gonna write that one down in my copybook. I guess I can write down what I found from Bell, since that's fairly consistent as well, given what I know of L's and given where I found it. Oh, I need to go back to the top of the bell tower and double check that I wrote down 2 correctly, because I'm not actually confident that this sigil was written down right. I guess I wrote it down also for guardhouse 2. I guess I am confident that it was written down right. Never mind. Change my mind. Oh, it's this one. It's this one right here. Over on the right. This one centralized. The one with a diamond and 2 legs, and then underneath it a kind of stylized U shape. I believe that one to be 2. You'll notice it has the same stylized U shape at the bottom as the U that we saw in U's, right? So I originally saw these 2 things together, and that was what originally led me to believe that the bottom was just consistently vowel sounds and was somewhat separable from the top. I no longer believe that to be the case, because I don't think, based on what I've seen, that the top sigils are consistent in terms of which consonants they represent. So I'm now switching patterns to just overall glyphs having a meaning. And in this case, the fact that U and 2 have the same vowel sound and the same bottom half of their glyph is a fortunate or unfortunate coincidence, depending on how you look at things. So this is the diamond with 2 legs. And then the U underneath it. All right. So I have some other things that are fairly consistent in terms of what I think the words mean, but I don't necessarily have a good sense of which specific word they represent. Like, I have a 2 glyph pair that collectively seem to refer to the pages of the instruction manual. But like page or card doesn't necessarily seem to fit based on what I know. So it's hard to know like exactly what word that is supposed to be. So I'm kind of leaving that kind of stuff alone for now. I'm just trying to do single glyphs and the sounds that they make. We could probably do key, actually. Given that key seems to be represented by 1 glyph, and that glyph probably makes the sound key. That seems like a likely outcome here. Interestingly, that's a stretch. Fair enough. Interestingly, I'm comparing key to she, right? The she and shield. And there's differing bottom halves, but the shield one is a superset of the key glyph. So maybe it's shield, like EI. And they're like combined that vowel sound into 1 glyph. Or maybe things are just unique. And there's no way that you can look at, you can like you can just combine glyphs to make sounds, maybe. Maybe that just doesn't work. Maybe you can't do that. For the record, I hate it. I'm still not exactly sure what I want to do with focus. I think the faux I can be fairly confident on. And it has the S at the end, so that's fine. I'll love it when I figure it out. I probably won't love it. I'll probably hate it. But I mean, that's what this process is for, right? Like, once I assign meaning to enough things, I just hate it now. Fair enough. That's probably true. It's probably not actually top and bottom. It's probably left and right, and this is what's screwing me up, is that I'm seeing things in particular ways because I'm trying to divide up the information in ways that make sense to me, and the information is divided up in different ways. And the dividing line in the center is there just to make me mad. That's as plausible as anything else. That would make kerning an even bigger disaster. Wow. Hate that even more. Alright, let's get Bell. I wonder if I can find Bell here. Does this have the word for bell in it somewhere? It's got this thing, which is something else into an L. Like, I can see that we're talking about bells, but I can't necessarily see where we were using the word bell. That happens a lot, one boy. I totally understand. This is hardly a unique feeling. All right, well, let's look at focus preview. And I know that LT is focus, so we know that this word is focus. They talk about it on page 14. This is button. Oh, so let's get N on board, because I'm positive about N. Taping the paper together was completely useless. I'm so sorry. I'm a little not sure how to think about some of the vowel sounds, because, like, I know this is button. But I'm not sure if, like, how like, do I write it down as, like, B-U-H? Am I that confident in how, like, the vowel sound is associated with the consonant? B-U-H-T-U-H-N? Button. Where have we seen T? Where else have we seen T? There's, like, did we see the T in stick? Kind of, we did see the T in stick, I think. Why is it button? It's the left trigger button. And this is the A button. Because I know N. I've seen N in a bunch of different places. Yeah, here. So we're relatively confident, and by we I mean I, and not anybody else, relatively confident that this word is just a stick. Which makes button button. Isn't it press? Not there. If we believe any particular word is press, it would be this one. Which does have that same S at the end. But the rest of it is concerning to make this actually press. Oh, I see why this is press. Because it's not the same top sigil. The top sigil is like this shape. And then also the line on the side to make the R. So this isn't two S's side by side. And then that makes the this thing P, just like I thought it was earlier. Although that messes up a little bit for found. Like that with this is a P, but that with... Oh my god, is it giving me fricatives? Is the modifier a fricative? So like P turns into an F? Is that a fricative? That's something else, isn't it? That's like B and V is fricatives. Linguistics. Anyway, feeling good about some of these things, feeling less good about others of these things. Alright, I'm gonna get the HO and hold. Which is this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strokes in hold. We are relatively certain that this equals ho for hold. Like, I just can't help but mentally divide up the information into top and bottom. And I feel like this is gonna punish me. I feel like I'm gonna suffer from this misconception. And I'm fairly, like, the deeper I get into this, the more I'm certain, the more I think it's a misconception. But I don't know how else to conceive of the information. This is and. Down here, this middle word, bottom row, that's and. That's a D at the end. Does that mean that claw is N? So this should be like na, except the circle makes it an? Have we seen that in other places? Yes. This actually is an. Because you see it in item also. An item. Sweet. Because I know that's a D. Alright, so information is slowly coming together. Very slowly. One, two, three, 4 strokes for claw. Where is claw on my list of glyphs? Where is claw on my list of glyphs? Do I not have the claw on my list of glyphs? I have already discovered a mistake in my list of glyphs. Did I just not list claw? Yes, claw was just never written down on my list of glyphs. Great. Disaster has already struck. Did I give up before getting to it? Maybe. Alright, I'm adding it to the bottom of the list of glyphs. I am unhappy that things are now misordered. However, it's still there, and it's still going to be organized. How did I not get this? I went through literally this page. Did I really just not write it down? I just literally didn't write it down. I don't understand. Do not understand. And presumably, if I see this same glyph without the circle at the bottom, it's na. Because the circle inverts the order of the vowel and the consonant. This is the hint that Thinking Fox gave us. Thank you, Thinking Fox, for your hint. So we can do M. That means I am fairly confident on the item, on EM and ite, which would be tie otherwise. All right, let me get item in there. Item is... item's a weird one. The EM is one of those rare one-line top glyphs. So I've seen this same glyph in item, and I've seen the same glyph in a word that I believe to be empty that you see on the mailbox. So that's progress. Am I going to write item? I think I am. That's 4. There that is. The IT in item, so IT. Which means that without the dot underneath it, it would be tie. Presumably. Does that mean I can reliably get, like, empty out of mailbox? How do I feel about that? I think I can reliably say that that says empty. Do I think I have anywhere else where I've seen this T glyph? God, I don't even know what I wrote down here anymore. It's not the claw. That's something else. I'll have to go back and check it out. But that means, strangely, that... Alright, I'm just going to write both of these down because I'm fairly confident on both of them at this point. Found an item. That seems likely. What else would be ND? Consonant something, vowels, ND, ends in ND. I think it's found. Maybe it's find? Could be either way. Gained? It could be gained? Well, I'll just write down the P then, because that one I'm confident on. So the problem I'm running into, and why this language is confusing to me, is you can see the glyph that means P, and the glyph next to it is the one that I believe means fow, for found. So it's like... What does this paragraph say so far? Press and hold... Probably the for button, and then press and hold the button. Do I know anything about that? Press and hold the button to roll? No, to run. Press and hold the button to run. Am I confident that that's run? Reasonably confident that that's run. Because I have N, so I can guess about R. And also context. Right? Yeah, that definitely says run. That's what we're talking about here. Press and hold the button to run. What does that mean for roll? Since this is roll, right? That's roll. What happens in game when you press and hold the button? You press the button to roll, and if you press roll and hold it, when you get out of the roll, you run. But this has that extra sigil on the left. Or extra line on the left for the top sigil. Which means that the top sigils, the sigils are organized in ways in ways that I don't like. In ways that I don't like. But ways that are maybe internally consistent once I actually get a little bit more information about how it works. Because maybe that's R, and then that whole, like... I wish I had the mouse. The whole left side of the first sigil plus the the upside down caret at the bottom. So 4 separate strokes change what it's doing. You're not smart enough to be lead. Fair enough. Fair enough. Because we know that's an L. So this has to be roll. But then what does that mean for press? It means I hate it. What if I have it backwards? And the bottom is the consonant and the top is the vowel. Which is why L and D on their own share a top but not a bottom. But P and L share a bottom and not a top. And N and D share a bottom and not a top. No explanation I have is consistent. I think all I have to do is take data that I believe to be accurate and put it together. And this top row is press to roll. And I have no idea what to do with the rest of that. It's the same word twice in a row. Do I even have that sigil anywhere? Like, am I confident that that is a 2-stroke sigil that I've seen? Maybe it's a 1-stroke sigil that I've seen. And then the left side is an inverse H with a right side. I can't say I like that, since that's not a sigil I've seen. It's also possible that the information is not actually divided top and bottom, but the hint from the fox definitely makes me think that it is. Right? This. The circle means that the two are effectively swapped, so one is on the top, so that instead the other is first, as it were, for stuff like item instead of time, and empty instead of mepty. Alright, what else do I have? What else do I know here? What else am I confident on? We have W, because we have 1. That is... Where is that? Here. So we have that first word as what? Because the diamond Diamond is a W. Not just a W, but a W sound. Diamond with no bottom half is a W sound. Are you here for this? Are you hearing this? Do you understand what's going on here? No bottom half. I hate it. I hate it, and it's bad, and it's dumb. I guess I can contrast that with which is just the caret. So by putting the by completing the diamond, you turn it into wa. I don't like that either. But maybe that's how it works. And then we already have the T. Have I written down the T? I have not written down the T, so I'll write down the T now. Because I do know that that is a T. Which means other places where I've seen that as a T, I can know that that's a T. Hey, Brynry, how's it going? Yeah, too bad we're not doing anything interesting. Well, I say we're not doing anything interesting. People are still here for reasons that I don't understand. But, definitely doing something. That's dedication. Absolutely, man. Kanji's a big deal. I've gotten the Z already for was. And we have this as what was but, because we have that B from button, and it's the same thing. But. So, I'm okay with writing that now. Because we have this as like, what was, but is no something. I still haven't figured out what the last word is. You love deduction even if you don't understand fully? Great! I'm glad you're here for it. I'm glad anybody's here for it. Where do I have that glyph? That is 4. There it is. So I have... I keep drawing it as an arrow, even though that doesn't quite work for the way that that glyphs are drawn, like the lines that can be parts of glyphs. So I have this as buff for button. So we have what was but is. This has the Z, and then also has a thing at the bottom, the caret at the bottom, for an I sound. So is. Huh. Is it inner and outer? Is that how this works? Oh my god, it is. It's inner and outer. Holy fucking shit. So that means we have vertical line / diagonal for B, and then the caret at the top for ba. All it takes is writing things down, and then you eventually put it together. It's inner and outer. Okay. So if there's no outer component, it's just the letter. And then the outer components tell you what the vowel are. Which is why I'm getting so messed up on, like, top things being different from thing to thing. Whew. What does that mean for the circles? Other than, like, the obvious, the thing that we already know that it means. It means you put the vowel first. But, like, does that mean anything about top and bottom? Where else? Do we know any other B sounds? Do we know any other places where these consonants appear that I can verify or deny this? Other words. What other words? What are the words? S on its own is all inner pieces. T on its own is all inner pieces. L on its own is all inner pieces. There was the word that I thought was lies. A sword lies. Which is L and an outer piece. It's just L and an outer piece. It can't be inner and outer. Maybe it can be inner and outer. So then this up arrow thing, the inner parts are the vertical line, and then all of the bottom is inner. And then the caret on top indicates that ah sound, right? Do I have any indication of what vertical line and then that arrow at the bottom means? I think this is still not quite right. Like, I feel like I'm still missing something about how this works. So then this shape... Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea. The inner part... I'm looking at the right side of LB here, right? The inner part is the top, bottom central, and bottom right. And the bottom, middle, and upper right. So then the bottom right of the bottom and the left... and the left of the top and the top left are outer. I don't think I have enough context to be able to tell anything from there. Do I believe this is potion? Hold versus focus can give me information. Like, 2 and U. Oh, 2 and U. 2 and U. Hang on. Because we believe we know what T is. This fits. This actually fits. I don't know if this fits for Anne. Because there's more to it than just the caret on top. Does this fit for hoe? So we have the hoe for hold. Here. We have the hoe for hold, the second word up here. Which is basically an outer C. right? It's top right, top left. I guess I'll do it backward. Top right, top left, the line, bottom left, bottom right. And if I look at focus, it's the same outer. And the inner is now down left. Which fits for found. Does that fit for found? I think that fits for found also. Assuming found an item is still right. That fits for found. Okay. I have a new working theory. I'll still keep going with what I have. And continue this process of filling things out. But I have a theory that so far has not been disproven by any of the evidence I have discovered. That's good. That's good. I like theories that are not disproven. I don't like theories that are disproven. Those are bad theories. Can I... Okay, looking at key and shield actually is the next step here. Key. Key and shield have the same outers. Or the she. The only way to learn is to disprove theories? Yeah, but then they're bad theories. Sure. You get a theory, and you don't know if it's a good or bad theory. But then it gets disproven, which means it's a bad theory. Kick that theory to the curb. Get yourself a new theory. You're better than that. Do I have anything else with an SH that I can believe is... that I can work with for... shield? Guardhouse? Tell me again about guardhouse. Is that just an R? Is that just a D? It's a D with a thing in the bottom right. I think it's guardhouse. Because that is the same extra line that is added for found. So that's just an O. Oh my god, it's consistent! It's consistent! Okay, cool. I might actually be right about things. Okay, so, throw all of this garbage completely out. All of it's gone. None of it matters. It's time to start writing a new list of things, which I believe to be accurate. Actually, one thing I want to check is, does anything ever use right side sigils on its own? Does anything end with a line on the right side? Because that answer might be no. None of the sigils that I have written down as unique top sigils, which, again, for the record, this information doesn't matter, but this was still sufficiently rigorous for our purposes, have an ending on the right side. So looking at, like, literally every sigil in this goddamn book, every glyph, does any standalone sigil or far right sigil in a word have a line on the right side The answer may surprise you. And if the answer doesn't surprise you, you may have come to the same conclusion that I did. You seem like the kind of person who would not be surprised by this answer. Well, if true, I'm suddenly a lot less angry about kerning. I may be a lot less angry about kerning than previously. Yes. Yes. Huzzah! I am a lot less angry. Fucking inner. Okay. I'm not sure that I necessarily want to keep going with what I was currently doing. Like the full comprehensive, this glyph is this consonant and vowel pair. Given that I have some reason to believe that I can identify which part of the glyph means the consonant and which part of the glyph means the vowel. Also, I don't know how many more of these sigils I was able to conclusively put together. Yeah, this totally fits. Everything fits. Oh my god, I am impressed. Everything fits. Okay. So now the question is still, what groups are actually used, right? There is still the question of which sets are actually used. Two, three, four, five. That's an E with an S in the middle. So this is a C. Is that a K? Is that a K sound? That might be a K. A seek. Is this a secret? A secret. I think this is an L. And then it's left, left, bottom, right, which I don't know offhand. Is that O? Is that the O sound? No. O is all six. Like hold. Where do I see... That's an E sound, like bell. So that's le. A secret le... That's not L, that's... Line down to the left. I need to make a list of consonants. Now that I have a thing that I can actually believe is a list of consonants. Okay, so empty is for vowels. You can have empty and have it just be a or o or whatever. But you'll never find that with other letters involved, because then it's just a reverse thing. Right? Like, if the word is like open, then you'll see P-O with a dot on the bottom instead of just an O, and then a P-E, and then an N. Okay. All right. I want to do this. I want to do this now while I'm still thinking about it. Do I start with vowels or do I start with consonants? How do I possibly make this decision? Start with vowels. Start with the outside. Start with consonants because those are easier. Everything is impossible. I'm sorry. Okay, so what do we have? I guess I can do this in like English order for consonants. I do appear to have a bunch of consonants. You're not wrong. I keep moving the mouse around to try and like point at things on the screen, and I can't do it because there's no cursor. All right. So I have all right, so we have B as vertical line diagonal down to the right. You can add a cursor to your scene and drag it around in OBS. That's true. I could just put a I could just put a fake pointer, like an image, on the screen, and then in OBS drag it around to indicate what I'm looking at. Oh, I never thought about that. That's cute. I like that. I mean, I guess I can also just like point and then drag my face, so then you can see what I'm pointing at. And that'll also work. I can be my own cursor. I weirdly don't hate that, but I think it's a lot more work than just making an image and putting it in. I don't like the letter C. The letter C is bad and dumb. What did we say D was? D on its own was like vertical line and then yeah, that's accurate. Is vertical line and then caret on the bottom. D, E, F. We've figured out F. F is bottom central, bottom right, and then underneath it's central and top left. The hard G, like in guardhouse, is, I guess, where else is there a hard G? Like, have we seen this somewhere else? I feel like we've seen this somewhere else, but I don't remember. Wait, that's D. Is guardhouse transliterated as godhouse? I think guardhouse is transliterated as guardhouse. And boy, is that fascinating. So that means it's central and then bottom right, and then down and right side for the, okay. E, F, G, H. H is vertical line, and then down and right. Yep, H and hold. H, I, J. J, is there a J sound somewhere? Page? Page. Because I'm pretty confident I know what a P is. Ah, okay. So page. Oh yeah, and just. Page and just. So with my newfound understanding of how letters work, the glyphs that I was seeing that clearly indicate a page out of the manual actually do say page. So that's fantastic. J, and then K. There's a hard K sound in key, which is vertical upright and nothing on the bottom. No. And, oh, it even looks like a K. Huh. Just like L looks like an L. J looks like a J. H kind of looks like an H. Does G look like a G? It doesn't hold up for all of them. Holds up for some of them, though. Definitely holds up for L. H, I, J, K, L, M equals empty top and caret on the bottom. N? Do we have an N? Have I seen an N? Button. I've definitely seen an N. I've seen a million N's. LMNO is a thing, and then P, we now know P is bottom central and bottom right, and then vertical line on the bottom. Q, what the hell is a Q? R, we believe that R is for press. So the inner part of this would be full vertical line, line to the right, and then vertical on the bottom. And then S is the same thing, except it also includes the leg sticking out. T, we've gotten pretty conclusively, is I'm gonna double check this just in case. Just a stick. With a line on the bottom. H-I-T-U-V? Have we seen V anywhere? Yes, of. There's plenty of words with of in it. It's all in like the forest. Forest of... It's... line... It's vertical line and then up and to the left. And then bottom vertical? And then bottom... Bottom, just the, bottom right. I'm comparing my diagram of all the possible things that can flash in the LED of it. So it looks like there's a top line, a middle line, a bottom line, and then a top left, a top right, and a bottom left and a bottom right. And that is enough to refer to each individual possible line as unique. V for of, which is top, middle, and bottom right. Wait, that's the same as B. So B and V are the same. Because if that's B, it's top, middle, and bottom right. Where can I find an indicator of the character I'm looking for? Told you it was Japanese? I guess so. I feel like this should have the character I'm looking for. Man, I can't wait to actually go through this and read it all. Is that a thing I'm going to do tonight? That's a lot. Does of have an additional piece that I'm missing? It's also got top left. What's up, hyphenated? I finally have a decent line that has yet to be disproven on how the characters are transliterated English. W isn't real. No, W is real. It's the bottom part of the upper diamond. W, I don't know if X is real. Y is definitely real. We have the Y and U, which is vertical, mid, top left, and bottom. Z we already know. Z is just S backwards. So it's vertical, mid, top left, bottom, and bottom right. SH we have discovered for shield, which is top left, top right, mid, and then bottom, bottom left, bottom right. That's a lot of pieces for SH. What a busy sigil. TH. I think that's what arrow arrow is. I think arrow arrow is TH. The. Yeah, arrow arrow is TH. Cool. Or arrow arrow is the, which means the top part is the part. So the is actually vertical line. It's top, mid, bottom, bottom left, and bottom right. Is there a Fox-based action game under this, or is it just about the manual? But the manual is the important part. And in fact, I suspect the point of the Fox-based action game is to find more pieces of the manual. There's a CH, probably. You're right. You're right. My bad. My bad. Sorry, Hamu. Sorry, Hamu. It won't happen again, I promise. There's almost assuredly a CH somewhere, but I haven't found it. but I'm fairly certain CH exists. We'll have to think about this one. All right, that's as much as I got for consonants so far. All right, so now that I have that information, vowels. To start off with, we know that ah is high caret. Next is a, like long a, and we have that visible in page. So we know that is just upper left. Next is E, so let's go long E. Let's go short E first. Do we have anything that's short E? Empty. We know that empty is short E. Short E is top side, bottom left and bottom right. Long E, we have shield to work with, which is the same thing, but also with the top left. So that's top left, top side, left side, bottom left, bottom right. EI, long, okay, short I. Do we have short I? Is button a short I? Button is short I, I think. I think that's just the bottom two pieces. Button. And then long I. We have that in item. The long I in item, which is visible here somewhere? Ah, is visible at the start, actually. Item is here. That's the second word. So the long I is just top right is long I. Is there a long O or a short O? It's just O, right? O is in hold. O is in found. That's a diphthong. O is in hold is all six, I think. Yeah. So that's all of them. OU, so like found, sound, etc. Is just bottom right. And then the oo sound is like in use, so that's top right, top left, top side, bottom left, 5. Oh, it all makes sense. It all finally makes sense. Jesus Christ. It all finally makes sense. And this just says potion. God, this took forever. This took a lot longer than it needed to. I just needed to actually start collating information. Once I actually had information together where I could cross-reference things that felt like they should be similar but weren't, it all started to make so much more sense. So this now, what is this? This is top left, top side, bottom side, and bottom right. And the actual consonant here is... Is that a K? No. That is... That sign plus the bottom thing sticking out is a G. So, G. But I don't know what the vowel associated with it is. What does left button do? Really wanted to just have me look at two glyphs side by side that I knew had the same continents and look for commonalities. Yep. I mean, that's what it ended up being, right? Is I just needed to be able to compare the things. I just needed to look at them side by side. Okay, but you could answer it in the way that I meant it. Which is misleading, but accurate, in that you know the possible top sigil shapes for consonants, and you know the possible top sigil shapes for vowels, and combine those two. But yes, I agree that that doesn't matter in terms of actually figuring out what things mean, but it was the answer I was looking for, because that was how I wanted to sort things while I was originally putting things together. What does left button do? What does left button do? Oh, menu. Left button is menu. This does not say menu. What does this say? This says... that's an N consonant and a... This says in... I haven't seen this consonant. No, that's a V. In... top side, bottom side, that's 4. Oh, inventory. It says inventory. Inventor. Does O not include bottom left? In, then, I think that's supposed to be TO. And then an E sound. Where does the R come from? This just says inventory. They're missing the R. Is that a typo? I feel like that's a typo. I feel like there should be an R sigil in the middle of the last sigil of the big word. Yeah, absolutely. Direct question. Is that a typo? Or am I missing something? Because if my theory is wrong, I need to know. Not a typo. So there's more to it there is more to this transliteration, or maybe just to how words are put together, than just the information I have. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. I'm okay. Everything's fine. I'm okay. Is that an R? That's an R. STR. STRN. There's no vowels here. Strange? Oh, there are vowels here. I just missed it. ST. Yep, that's a long A. Strange. Strange. Very easy to miss some of the vowels. Interesting. Strange. That. Kicked forward. Gate. Strange gate. Cool. Strange gate. I read a word. Alright, I'm feeling good about this. I don't know why I don't understand inventory. But I read Strange Gate and I'm happy about it. And that, I think, is a good enough note on which to end this stream. I think that'll do it. I've only gone 5 hours past my usual end time. Thank you, Hamu, specifically, for sticking around for as long as you did. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. What does this say? That is an S. It says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That says C. Seek. It says secret, doesn't it? It says secret. Does it say secret message? Secret L. Secret legend? Secret legend? Secret legend. It says secret legend. Cool. The secret legend of Tunic. Fantastic! All right. Oh, god damn right. Okay.